Next, we just have a little bit of a chat about Cursor versus Claude, essentially. Suhail, who is one of the founders of Mixpanel, is just saying that he doesn't like reading from the terminal. I'm not sure if he's technical. I think he was the CEO, but I think he was technical. But, he just wants a nice readable markdown file. It kind of speaks to as well, like, people who really like Notion. Like, I feel like there's kind of like a brand of person who really likes Notion because of how nice and readable it is. Whereas, like, there's a whole opposite brand of people that just want to read stuff in the terminal. They want to use Vim shortcuts and stuff. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle, like I'm super happy with Confluence. I just want like the information to be readable, and especially with like the Atlassian MCP, it's just super easy to update things. So you can kind of use anyone that has an MCP essentially and just do it through Claude or Cursor, but it is interesting. And also Tariq, who I think we've talked about before, saying working on this. And there is a bit of like I know Claude post, I'm not even going to cover it, but I know Claude posted that they like added a diff change viewer on desktop and web, but it's like if it's not even in the terminal, like I don't really care anymore. But like to that point, we have Lee announcing that Cursor is going to have a better plan visual editor. I remember I used this before when planning mode first came out. I really don't like the Cursor stuff beyond the chat. Like I'm not even using Cursor anymore. I'm pretty much fully on Claude, and I have like my own custom workflow with like a Claude setup, and then below it I have like the tmux for all my projects and like all the different panels that are needed. But essentially they're saying the plan visual editor is getting better, and it's like essentially like a document that you can update that's generated, but it's like, why am I manually updating a doc? Like I want it to all be AI generated. So maybe that has changed since I last used it, but it'll support mermaid diagrams, which are like such a cool invention. Such an interesting like library that was built before the AI wave, but is like so useful, for generating diagrams programmatically and just anything programmatically. Post from Melvin Vivas. I'm not sure who he is, but I just liked opening the community notes here because essentially there was a Cursor blog post that basically says GPT 5.2 models are better at extended autonomous work, whereas Opus like is lazy, takes shortcuts. Like that's a crazy quote. And then we just have the community note. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it says Cursor was seed funded by OpenAI and Sam Altman. Claude Code is a direct Cursor competitor, and it links to the Series A. So that's just funny to harp on. I don't really use the Codex models. I really have been fully on Opus 4.5. I think there is fluctuations in how good it is, possibly based on prompt updates, because they have claimed that they don't change the model at all in any like quantized or sampling methodology. So it is always the same model, but the prompts might be changing sometimes, or just the context that it fetched on that one run or the prompt that I sent might not have been perfect, but I do really like Opus 4.5, even though there are people that like the Codex ones. But I just think like that Claude Code exclusive promo that they're doing is just too hard to pass up.